What's going on, everybody? Respawn Gentleman here. So today I'm going to be breaking down a tier list of 16 of the major characters in the Dying Light 2 main story. So starting off, we have Aiden, and I'm actually going to put him at a B tier because honestly, he's got like a one-track mind that doesn't really go anywhere else, just trying to save his sister, and he's just kind of not a super exciting character overall. He doesn't do anything spectacular, but he doesn't do anything horrible either, so just kind of middle of the road for him. So next up we have Ader, and I kind of give him an A tier. Like, if you follow the PK storyline and he's like your friend, he's actually a really good character to go along with, and especially if you do save his life in the side quest, it's just nice to talk to, so I do like his character a lot. Next is Alberto, and he's definitely S tier. He is one of my favorite characters in the game. He's just so charming, even, you know, with his stuttering that he's got going on, his memory problems. It's very charming aspect to the character. It just shows him that he's more real, he's got depth to himself, and he's not like this one-dimensional character like some other ones are. Next up is Barney, and I'm gonna put Barney at a C. Barney is just a very unlikable character. There's nothing about him that's redeeming or anything like that. He's just kind of not super great to be around. Next we have the Colonel, and the Colonel, I'm actually gonna put him at a C tier as well. The reason for this is because, yes, I do like whenever you side with the Colonel. He's a really nice, understanding guy, but the fact that you hear all these like horrible things about him and you never really confront him until the very end of the game doesn't really give you enough time to really see him as a character, and so for that he's kind of low on the list for me. Next up we have Frank. Now Frank, normally I would put him in the S tier, but if you look at how he is for the majority of the game, and if you don't give him the broadcast tower, then he's kind of a butt, but I still like his character a lot, so I'm gonna put him at an A tier. If he was the way he is when you give him the VNC tower throughout the whole game, then he would definitely 100% be S tier. Next we have Hakon. Now Hakon, 100% S tier. I love his character arc. It is fantastic. You know, depending on which way you go, especially if you save him, it's amazing. You go from being his friend to his enemy to back to being his friend again. It's just a huge range that he goes through, and there's so much depth to that character that he's just absolutely fantastic. Jack Matt is the next one, and he's got to be D tier. Jack Matt sucks. If you follow the PK storyline, he still sucks. Jack Matt's just not a good character. He's barely kind of around at all, and when he is around, he's just not great to be around. Juan, I'm gonna put Juan at a C tier. He's a little bit better than Jack Matt, but not much better, to be honest. I do kind of like his storyline a little bit more, but overall he's not good enough to kind of be middle of the road, but not bad enough to be the worst tier. Next is Lawanda. Lawanda, I actually put her on B tier with Aiden. She's kind of middle of the road. She doesn't necessarily do anything spectacular, but she doesn't do anything horrible either. She's just kind of there the entire time. I like her character a lot better than the people below her, but not as much as the people above her. Now this is an interesting choice for me. I think Mia, even though you only see at the very end of the game, I think she's a B tier because she's a more interesting character in her like 5 seconds of screen time than a lot of the other characters on this thing, because literally Aiden and Waltz are about to kill each other and she just basically walks out and says, "No, stop it," and they immediately stop what they're doing to go help her because, you know, she's about to pass out because she's in the middle of dying. So it's just, I don't know, I kind of put her mid because there's nothing the entire time other than child Mia, which is kind of interesting, and then at the very end, so that's kind of why I like her character a little bit more, because she is the central plot point of the story, and there's more things that are intriguing about her, mysteries that we would like to know but we never do. So that's kind of why I put her at a B. Next we have Ro. Now Ro, definitely S tier. He is a fantastic character. I love all the interactions you have with him. His death is super sad, and like, especially if you watch the newer cutscenes they released after a few patches, it's a bit more impactful, and it's just, I love his character all around. There's nothing about him that I don't like. Next up we have Sophie. Now a lot of people are probably not going to agree with this, but I'm going to put Sophie at a C tier. Now the reason I put Sophie at a C is because she is not super interesting. In all honesty, she's got a one-track mind as well, and it's to take over the city essentially, like, you know, stop the PKs and all that good stuff, and just kind of be the leader of the survivors. But she does not care about Aiden in the slightest bit and has basically no growth as a character. She is the same from the moment you meet her to the moment you stop talking to her. So she's not like a super interesting character. She's not the worst, but she doesn't have enough to her. And the fact that she essentially drags Aiden on for so long before getting him over to the central loop, it's kind of dampens how much I like her. Next we have Veronica. Now Veronica, definitely D tier. She is terrible. The reason why I put her at the bottom for sure is because you meet her at the very beginning of the game. She could help you at the very beginning of the game, but refuses, even knowing that you're looking for your sister and you need access to the GRE database. She could have helped you the entire time, but doesn't. And then, yes, you know, when you do get to interact with her, it's basically a super slow escort mission, and she does nothing on her own and then immediately dies. Granted, by your hands, but still, it's just her character is not super well done. Next, we have Vincenzo, and again, he is an S tier character. I love all the interactions with him, especially alongside Alberto, and especially when it comes to like the Veronica mission, for example. He goes to extreme lengths to try to protect her and the information you're trying to get. He almost dies because of it, and he's got the scars to show for it afterwards too. He's just a fantastic character, and I love everything about him. Lastly, we have Waltz. Now Waltz, I'm actually going to put him at a B tier as well. I do think he is a good villain. I think that there are some aspects of him that do make him good and kind of redeemable. However, the fact that he's essentially barely in the game at all just kind of lessens it a bit. Otherwise, he would be an A tier if he was in the game a little bit more. Let me know in the comments below if you agree with these choices or if there's some that you would change around. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you're interested in other types of gaming content, you can check out my other channel called RG Reimagined, linked in the description below. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.